Attention pro athletes. Want to secure your financial legacy and thrive off the field? Oakbridge Wealth Management, led by wealth manager Chris Anicetti, is your dedicated financial planning ally. But don't take it from me. Take it from the Dallas Cowboys' Tyler Biadasz. He says, Chris set goals financially and has been incredibly impactful in my journey in the NFL. Experience our customized, comprehensive approach, trusted by top NFL players. Don't leave your financial success to chance. Connect with Chris on Instagram at OakbridgeWM_Anicetti. That's OakbridgeWM_ANICETE, and let Oakbridge Wealth Management guide you across the goal line.
Bernstein again, big opening, pass 5, pass 10, Perko's a man, and he goes all the way to the 15-yard line. 17 yards out the carry.
Welcome back to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag and Oakbridge Wealth Management. Once again, I'm Matt Perkins, joined, as always, by Badger legend, the Hebrew Hammer himself, Matt Bernstein. Bernie, how are we doing today?
I'm all right, man. I love being here, but I'm struggling after being in Madison for 2 days. 6:30 games are not my best friend.
I mean, we're getting old, Bernie. It gets harder and harder to stay up for the end of those, especially if you think you can still enjoy the pregame festivities the same way you did 20 years ago. So, yeah.
You know what's also pretty sad?
What's that?
I went to Wando's and they're like, "How do you have a chair here?" I go, "How old are you?" They're like, 20. I go, "Well, one, I've been drinking here since before you were born." So that, like it's getting harder and harder. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere was bananas. I was not, I'm disappointed we lost, but I feel like we're much more promising than people even gave us credit for going into the Ohio State game.
Disappointed, but not discouraged is kind of how I would put it. We are going to talk about all of that here in just a moment, as we always do on Monday Morning Fullback. Before we get into that, though, want to remind you, wherever you are consuming this show, that we are presented by BetOnline.ag, where they continue to be your number one source for all of your online sports wagering needs. You name it, they've got it over there at BetOnline. Head on over to the website or use your mobile device today to sign up and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit with our promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV, BetOnline, where the game starts. Bernie, like we said, Monday Morning Fullback time. Let's get into it. The good, the bad, and the ugly from this weekend. You were there in person. You saw it with your very own eyes. So give us your good. Let's start with some good, because I think there are definitely some positives to come out of this game.
My goods. Listen, we put up a real good fight up until the very end. It was a 7-point game. That's pretty good. It was pretty much a good game the entire time. Obviously, they covered within 5 minutes. But it was a game we could have won. We won in the turnover battle. I think guys stepped up. I'm just sad that the bads and the uglies are going to kill this team. And we've talked about it, the bad and the uglies. So outside of that, I like it because I like what I'm seeing. I like Braden Locke. We still had too many drops. Like the bad and the uglies are killing us. I don't know where else to go. I don't want to start getting into that.
I've got a couple other goods that I want to say. First of all,
give me some goods.
Chimdy told us our fellow commentators on the Believe Network are good at their jobs. They told us that the one thing that would kill Wisconsin was going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. And what happened? Marvin Harrison Jr. ran amok. The rest of the secondary played very, very well for the most part, except when they were trying to cover Marvin Harrison Jr.
Is this a good? You said good.
No. I said the good was that our fellow commentators on Believe know what they're talking about.
Oh, got it. Well, also the good is you're not gonna face that guy every week.
You're not gonna face that guy again. Yes, and despite that, still forcing 2 interceptions. Hallman again, a great one by Zachman in the end zone. The defensive backs are playing better and better every week. I thought Austin Brown looked really good on his limited amount of snaps back there at safety, and Kamoy Latu had his best game of the season. So and Hunter Wohler was excellent as always. So my good is that, and my good was seeing Muma back sort of at full strength, full go. I believe, right up there in the having the most snaps on the team on defense, and I think looking really, really good for the most part. So I think those for me would be my goods.
I would say that the defense played with confidence.
Yeah.
And they were celebrating and excited about making plays. Like we haven't seen that. So
Mhm.
I like that. I think the confidence that we got from Illinois coming in now, listen, it makes me happy. We put up a fist fight with number 3. We held them to literally 17 points until maybe 5 minutes left in the game.
Mhm.
You're talking, that's a great defensive play. Even 24 points is still pretty good. Now, our offense needs to kind of figure it out big time. We had some. It's hard when you can't get a yard, right? Like, is the air raid not allowed? There's like no short yardage you could really do. Like we've failed short yardage games. We've lost games on that.
And I would say that goes back to the issues that we have snapping the ball, because out of shotgun, it just takes longer to get the ball inherently in the hands of the running back, right? Because you have to wait for the ball to launch all the way to the quarterback and then he can hand it off. Whereas if it's taken from under centers in his hands immediately, you can step, one step, two step, whatever, have the ball in the running back's hands. And so it's the ball is in the hands of the runner more quickly. And so I think that's one of the reasons that um, air raid offenses in general don't do as well in short yardage situations.
I'm sure they can. Maybe we just can't do it. Like we had the pass to Skylar Bell. That would have been huge. He had his
Yep.
knee down. Like that just, honestly, that just sucks for us. Like there's not much else you could say. Like he really made a good catch. The ball wasn't thrown great.
Yeah, the ball
It's
was behind him for sure.
it's probably impossible. Maybe not impossible, but very hard for him to not put his knee down.
That was that was a really good play design. Like that was a really, really good play design from Longo.
I totally agree. But then we still can't get a yard.
We can't
So to me,
yeah.
that hurts. That hurts a lot, right? And it seems like very what's the word, like when you know it's coming? Like the plays after.
I mean, it's coming. Yeah, it telegraphed.
Ohio State had no idea that play was coming.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't score. Then the next 2 plays are so easily readable.
Mm-hmm.
And they stopped us.
Yep.
Wait. It's all coming back to me. I'm coming out of my daze. It only took like 48 hours to come out of my Bloody Mary phase. No, the shovel pass. I hate that play. It's not a 3rd and 1 on the goal line play. At least not to me. It's like a 3rd and 6 on the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
Like where guys are actually dropping out. They're not, but nobody was dropping out. They're all there. So I don't love that play call. So I think, if we want to go, we need to score more points. We need to stay on the field. You said they averaged 6 plays.
Less than 6 plays per drive. They had 11 drives and 66 total plays, and that includes punts and whatnot. So, yeah, it's not great. It's effectively like 5 offensive plays per drive.
I think Tanner Mordecai is fantastic, but I love Braden Locke. Like I'm just enjoying watching him play. I don't think he had a great game, but he came in on his second start. He's a redshirt freshman, transfer, played against one of the best teams in the nation, and didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a great game. There's a lot of drops. So we can talk about it, but I think I'm happy. I think the future is bright. That kid could be a real competitor.
Yeah, he's calm under pressure. I think I tweeted, let the kid throw after sometime in the 3rd quarter when after scoring the touchdown, the next drive was 3 straight runs and a punt. And the next drive started like at the batter's goal line, was 2 straight runs. And then, he throws the ball and it's a freaking dime and they convert the first down. It's like, let the kid throw. That's what he's clearly most comfortable doing, is getting the ball back in the shotgun and throwing it quick. And I think that, I think Pauling could be targeted even more. Like, I think he's special, man, and I think, he ended up with 4 catches. Like, I feel like it should, but again, like,
Terrible.
if they're not getting the first downs, they're not getting the opportunities to, get these guys more involved, and so, you're right, it's like these 3 and outs, 4 and outs, stagnating drives is killer, and I guess that's, like, my bad. It's just these you can't do that against Ohio State. Like, they had many opportunities. They had many opportunities to take some momentum, and they didn't seize the moment when they could, because that was, at the end of the day, that was an inherently winnable game
Mhm.
with all
Definitely.
the turnovers because of
Yeah.
because of that turnover margin. And when you're +2 that way, and +2 in turnover margin is great. And so when you win the turnover margin like that, and you can't win it, yeah, it is a top 5 team. It's a really good Ohio State team. It's a really, really good Ohio State defense. But it still was a winnable game.
I think for our offense to only, I mean, we don't get third down conversions. Like we're missing a couple key pieces. And I think that, like when you watch these games, they are winnable and they are have guys in right places. I just think we're missing maybe 2 guys on offense, maybe 2 guys on defense. We're just missing something. These guys I think they played their hearts out, but it's not, sadly, like it's not going to beat Ohio State. You really got to have dudes. And I think we're close. I think we're playing better, and I think guys are getting better. But we're missing a couple key important pieces. I think we're missing some key like coaching, play calling, trying to figure out what's really going to work here. Braylon got hurt. That's terrible for us. I think we're in big trouble if he doesn't come back shortly. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, did you?
I haven't heard anything yet either, but I just want to go back to that 5 drops. 5 drops.
5 drops is huge when you have 8. You went 18 for 39, so you have 5 drops. So that's, even if you catch those, that's 23 for 39. It's not a terrible game. It's not great, but it's over 50%. Your average is probably better than 4.2 yards.
It's going to be much better than 4.2 yards, which was one of the other bads. Is that, yeah, you can't average 4 yards per attempt. It doesn't work. Whether even in rushing, passing, either way, doesn't matter. Like, that's abysmal. So it's a lot of
right.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of different things interwoven, obviously, but it's, I don't know.
I mean, yards per rush, 3.8. That's not going to cut it. I know Braylon got hurt. We're light now in, it's funny. Everyone's like, oh, Bernie, you could have been that guy. No way. I was that guy for one shining night and a couple plays after that. You're talking about athletes, like true, like Anthony Davis compared to me is an embarrassment if I was on the field trying to do the same thing with that guy. But when everyone's hurt, yeah, I'm the only one left, and our O-line was amazing, right? I think we really need some dudes to step up there. I think that we're going to be in trouble if we're one-dimensional on offense. I like Braden Locke throwing more. I can't, right, here it is.
He's going to have to throw more out of necessity, because if Braylon's out for any length of time, then it's Jackson Aker and Cade Yakimelli and Zach Louderman. Like, it's a complete mash unit.
Yeah. But they can do it because we don't have to run that much. And when we do run, maybe it'll be successful. We'll just got to keep people honest.
They have to pass more than ever now. And
you got to do things. You got to get Pauling involved more.
Yes.
Jet sweeps. Who cares?
Well, and even,
run.
I mean, Chimere Dike was out injured in this game too. And so if he's, I mean, he wasn't, well, so the depth chart came out and he was listed as healthy. Attention athletes. Do you want a frictionless and tailored financial planning experience to secure your future? Well, look no further. Introducing Oak Bridge Wealth Management, the premier financial planning firm for professional athletes. Led by wealth manager Chris Anicetti, our team provides a unique and comprehensive approach, ensuring your financial success both on and off the field. We understand the unique challenges you face as a professional athlete, from managing cash flow habits to planning major business purchases and navigating complex contracts. That's why we've developed a proven process, working closely with our strategic partners to provide seamless solutions for your unique financial journey. Our services evolve with your career, offering short, mid, and long-term goal setting, portfolio optimization, real estate investments, and more. As you transition to life beyond the field, we support you with career development and philanthropic ventures. But don't just take our word for it. Top NFL players like Chase Boulier, Tyler Biotish, Alec Ingold, and more trust Oak Bridge Wealth Management to guide them towards financial success. Troy Dye of the Minnesota Vikings says, "I really love the work that Chris and the rest of the Oak Bridge group do. I especially like the honesty and transparency when it comes to setting up financial goals and plans that best fit my needs and situation. It's time to elevate your financial game plan. Connect with Chris on Instagram at oakbridgewm_Anicete. That's oakbridgewm_ANICETE. And join the winning team."
It's frustrating because you look at a team and you're like, these are a lot better dudes than we've seen on offense. And we're not scoring points. And we're in the air raid and our expectation is X. So that's why I'm saying we need one or two dudes. And maybe they're all on the O-line. They're probably just O-linemen that we need. I think our wide receiver crew is pretty solid, but
they're dropping too many balls, and so that makes them not solid because it's absolutely killing them.
You're right. I just talked myself way into that one. You're right.
Yeah,
it's killing us. And even some of the ones that aren't counted as drops but are drops, I count those as drops because as a wide receiver, you got to go get those. Okay, so that's on offense. That's bad. My ugly on offense is just that people got hurt and we only scored 10 points.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of some of the play calling. Like, I'm going to go out there and say it. I don't love some of it. And to not be able to get a yard in football, that's tough. When you're on the goal line and you need 1 yard in the air raid, unless I'm wrong, there just doesn't seem like there's a ton of options. And you know what's going to happen. They're going to give it to Braylon and everyone's waiting for it. So, and also, if you're not going to make that play work, which was a bad throw, it was a great catch, body, positioning, knee down. What's that term? SOL. Like we are just SOL on that play.
Yep.
So that's my bad. We only had 5 penalties. It's not terrible. Still not great, but it's not terrible. That's how sad it is. I guess we have 5 penalties and it's like not that
it's not terrible. It is what it is. But that leads me right into the ugly because one of those penalties was, drumroll please, what you shouldn't be astonished by this at all, kicking the ball out of bounds on a kickoff. That makes 6 times in 8 games this year.
And the first opening kickoff.
The opening kickoff. What? Like, come on.
Like, if you're a defender, you run out there, you're like, you are in your brain like, what the heck is going on? I mean, you can snap right back into it, but it's very frustrating to watch that.
It's absurd.
It doesn't make sense, dude. You keep kicking it out of bounds on the left.
It's 2 different guys. To the right. It's been 2 different players doing this. I don't know. Like, I don't like.
You know what I would do with these guys? I would run them until they all throw up every day until they don't do it for 1 week.
I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore, Bernie. I think
that's capital punishment?
It's not capital punishment, but it's definitely
something to kill them. I wouldn't kill them. I guess like child labor laws. It doesn't matter. I would do something to be like, yo, you guys are killing us. Like, how dare you? I don't know what I would do. I'd make them kick the ball 500 times. And they have to do push. There has to be a penalty, except for during the game. All right, I digress. Don't child labor laws our kids.
Uglies. Injuries.
We can't stop the running game.
And you can't run fits.
Can't stop the running game.
I swear to God, Henderson lit them up. He cut back so many different times and
dude missed. So it's the run fits and then it becomes tackling. On that touchdown at the end, 3 guys missed. I mean, they missed. Literally just missed. There are huge gaps. There are O-linemen are getting up on the second level. Like, it's not brain surgery. I think our defense played their heart out, but dude, they had 181 yards rushing. We had 94. Like,
per PFF, there were 10 missed tackles for the Badgers. on 69 snaps.
10's a lot. It doesn't sound so bad, but it's still bad because those could be first downs where we're not getting back on the field.
Yeah.
What do we average? We average so many. So like missed tackles and the run fit to me is still killing me. We knew Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to come in and have a day. The dude doesn't not have a day. I thought we didn't play that bad. He was going to have yards, but I thought we were okay. We let up 24 points. 7 of them was at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, we should score more. 10 points isn't good enough. We could have had 14. I don't know. These things are my uglies. Yeah.
Well, to answer your question,
the
Badgers average 9 missed tackles per game.
So if you average 9 and we had 10, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean but it's like right on the money, right? It's like it's basically average. So it is what it is, but you still don't want that average to be that high. Okay, let's end on a high note.
Matt Perkins, let's talk for 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. The uglies and the bads aren't just uglies and bads once a week, 3 times in 7 games. These are every week. So that's what's making it even uglier. If I had an even uglier column or category, that's what it is for me. Stop kicking the ball out of bounds on a kickoff, score points, get yards, stop getting penalties. It's like day 1 football. And it's just frustrating. So that's my frustration is, catch the ball. Why are we losing concentration throughout? These things are, when you watch games run fit, it's been 7 games. We're giving up hundreds of yards a game in the run game. We beat them in the turnover battle. Like, these things we have to be able to move the ball in 3rd down conversions, offensive plays. Like, we're down in what do we have, like 60 something this game? I mean, that's really not that good. You need to have 70 plus. So like, if I could, that's just what I want. It's not even like, to me, that's not even really coaching. It's just dudes doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What that turns into is 58 actual offensive snaps, because you had 6 punts, 2 field goal attempts. So 66 plays is 58 offensive snaps.
Right. And that is not going to win football games, unless you're scoring touchdowns. But we're not scoring touchdowns. So it's just frustrating to watch. Now, on the plus side, I dove deep in there. On the plus side, we could still go to Indianapolis. I mean, we need things to happen. We need our team to win every game. We need Iowa to lose, but Iowa can't score points either. They got to play some teams, and I think we could win out. I think we're playing better football than we did day 1. Tell me, do you not think that?
I don't disagree, but I think we're so banged up now that it may be hard to entirely tell. I don't know. Okay. I mean, like, I guess if Braylon and if Chimmery are going to be a full go, then yeah, I would agree with that. I still think that a lot of the issues, Byrne, that you have talked about, and I agree, like, the ones that are persistent, the ones that keep coming back are the ones that are the most frustrating, and the ones that, if it's been identified as a problem for this long, you would want it to have been fixed by now. I'm having that issue in my 9-to-5 job right now, with having a problem that was identified a long time ago and still hasn't been fixed. And so and it leads to a lot of frustration. Nonetheless, I think that there is, some good to look forward to, because it does seem like the team is just kind of in it more. I felt like they looked a little detached in the first couple weeks of the season. I didn't feel like they were detached for a moment in this game, even, right down to the end. And I feel like Locke, at least from this vantage point, is, not afraid to be a leader. So I think that's a good start as well.
Dude, he's a redshirt freshman. When I played, there wasn't one Brooks Bollinger, but I wasn't there. Sorgi came in as a senior pretty much. And then Stocko came in as either a redshirt freshman or sophomore. So we don't have the farm or whatever we call, like whatever you call in baseball. But like these guys didn't grow yet. They didn't learn. They just are thrown in there. And Braden Locke being thrown in 3 games ago, to me, is he didn't have a pick. He had guys 5 drops. Like, I'm pumped for this dude. Imagine if he just keeps getting better week in and week out. Like, this guy's going to be something special potentially. He had a run that looked beautiful.
Yeah, he had that one run. I thought there were times that they were biting on the halfback so often that I felt like he could have pulled it a couple times had it been sort of more of an option and had plenty of daylight, because we saw him with you're right, the 29-yard run there in the third quarter on the touchdown drive, or fourth quarter, whenever that was.
I think if you're a Badger fan, there is confidence that you're watching guys enjoy it. We're watching a better team than we did week 1, 2, and 3. We just put up a great game against Ohio State. Maybe not the whole entire game, but they didn't score A's in every category. So we did that. Like, we are a competitive team that is getting better. And I'm excited to watch the next couple of weeks, because we could go to the championship, and who knows what happens when we play Ohio State. Maybe we didn't play it. Maybe we didn't do that many things that we didn't want to show them. I don't know. But I'm excited as a Badger fan right now.
Yeah, it's Indiana this week. So, I think that Indiana has not had the best season. That doesn't mean shouldn't take them. That they should take them lightly. Tom Allen is still a very good coach. Hopefully that the offense can really start to get in sync a little bit, cut down on the drops, like we said, and get where they need to go.
They could just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it, baby.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here today. We'll be back later this week with more guests and more tomfoolery, or whatever it is that we do here. So thanks for tuning in to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by betonline.ag and Oakbridge Wealth Management. Thank you for tuning in. Please rate, subscribe, review, all that good stuff, 5 stars. And until next time, on Wisconsin.
It's like on Wisconsin. It's like it's like a lift. Like, would you like the tip? Good driving. I mean, cars clean.
Well, we're people aren't tipping us here. Subscribe, rate, review. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, all over.
Heber Hammer, 5 stars. Clean car, clean language.